Hi, all right. This is about thumbnail. Thumbnails, probably one of the most important things to the entire video. It's all because you want to attract people when they're doing the search, right? If you have a bland thumbnail versus one that kind of says, hey, take a look at me. Hey, I'm right here. Your eyes are naturally going to go to the one that's screaming or that's very bright and action oriented. So how do you make a decent video? And I've been looking at this from my editor's perspective, because I tell them, go look at this video here, go look at this video here, go look at this video here, and you can take 15 different people's advice and still come up with 15 different types of thumbnails, and one might work, or maybe all 15 work. It just depends on your style. And right now I'm going to show you my style. And what I want you to do is take this idea as my style and either emulate it, copy it, or come up with something a little bit more fun to watch or something a little more attractive. That's really the business that we're in. We're trying to attract business, right? So let me share the screen real quick so I can get you onto what's important. All right, so these are all our clients here. So we do it all in Canva. You see these old excitement to them. I mean, they had a good graphic. I was one of the guys that really never had a lot of different poses. I have new poses coming in, but you can see all of these. And I know who did this video right here. That's Bab. She's my buddy from the time we went to Georgia to hang out. My buddy Henry was there, and that's a great video. That's a great thumbnail. It's a great photo behind there. It's kind of opaque, gets your attention. It's really nice. Some things that you could do to change it up is maybe make that explode a little bit more. Because again, when you're looking at this from your computer, it is going to show it like this, right? How do you make these more exciting? How do you make them pop? When you're on your phone, you're looking at the same thing. They're very small. Thumbnails are going to be that big. So how do you make it so that you can use a couple different things? So this is what my style is. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, these are the 5 that I did. 6 looks like. Maybe I did 6. Doesn't matter. You want to make it so that it's very clear and to the point. You don't want to write a novel. You don't want to write even a sentence, 3-4 words tops, right? And if you have a little icon there, then your eye will go to that, what's the circle with the thing? And it was like, well, to me, it was a symbol for upgrade, so it kind of worked. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm doing a series of 5 or 6 different types of videos for each city that I live near, right? So I live near Santa Clara. I live in San Jose, 15 different cities. And within San Jose, there's 10 or 12 different areas. So I live in Blossom Valley, San Jose. Right next door to the east is Santa Teresa, and right to the west is Amadon Valley, and then up north is Willow Glen. So there's a bunch of different areas. So we're going to be doing the same types of videos, but different areas and different towns and cities that are around where I live. So I can talk about all the great things to do. And I'm going to have a driving tour. I'm also going to have pros and cons. So you see what these right here, and I got this from Bill Eves or Doug Eves or whoever his name is. Got this idea from him. So it's not like I'm coming up with this idea. And Bill Eves talks about using icons to get people's attentions, right? Because world right now where people digest content multiple different ways. They like to see graphs, they like to see charts, they like to see videos, they like to read, they like to do all sorts of different things to get ideas. And if you can make it easy for people to come up and say, hey, you know what? I know exactly what that means. Pros and cons, checks and balances. And then they look down and says, oh, it's Santa Clara. I wonder what Santa Clara has to offer me. And they click on it. Same thing here, cost of living, big green dollar, call it green back here in the United States. So that makes sense. Right? If I was in Europe, I'd probably have something different color for the euro. Top 5 homes. Again, 5, boom. Pretty simple, top 5 homes. And I'm going to do this once a year, maybe if I feel like it, right? Or I may do it every couple of years. It depends on what's going on. But I have Santa Clara, I have Sunnyvale, I have Gatos, I have Palo Alto, I have Los Altos, I have all these different towns and cities that I have to do this for. And the background's always going to change. This thing right here, things to do. I tried to go out and do some fun things in Santa Clara, and I spent 2-3 hours going in there, and wouldn't you know, half the things that I wanted to do were closed because of COVID. There's the Intel Museum, and then there's this other museum, and they're all closed because of COVID. And then some of the stuff were at Santa Clara University, and I couldn't get into there because it's closed to public. Go figure. So that's going to be put on the back burner. Luckily, I have home upgrades that I can talk about. Luckily, I just sold a house in Santa Clara City, and I can talk about all the upgrades that we saw there, right? So see how the words pop. And all the courses I see talk about putting a background on it so it pops even more. Use a white background. You can change it up however you want. You can make it your corporate colors. You can do it any way you want. You can use different colors. You can do a bunch of different colors. I've seen people that always consistently do orange. And for a while I was doing orange and blue because I thought orange popped a little bit more. Mostly because, when you're doing lead gen, squeeze pages, things like that, the button trended better if you used orange. So in my mind, orange worked a little bit better. Now I'm using these colors, blue, red, and white, because they're corporate colors for not only my real estate business, but also for Video Ease, this company right here, right? Red, blue, and white. Try to keep it simple for me, so I have all the same coloring, everything looks the same. When I look at my real estate website versus my Video Ease website, it's all the same look and feel, the same fonts, same colors, same everything. And you should do the same thing as well when you're doing this. So I use, that's not even the right one. So if I wanted to, I would change it. Right now I work for Compass, probably not going to use that. I always like Tahoma, but I don't think they have it, Tahoma here. So Roboto, also a good font to use. So whatever the font is, use the font, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm changing it. And if I was smart, I would leave it the same, because honestly, the tallness of these letters of this Anton font feels a lot more impactful than the Roboto. So I probably smartly will go back to what I wanted. Even though it's condensed, it kind of looks kind of junky, it's still the same thing. People are looking for a driving tour, so maybe I could find, thumbnail of me driving, right? Or maybe of the streets. And then pros and cons. Cost of living, I can have something like charts, money charts, something like this, go in the background. Or so you already have somebody, I already have my big noggin there, so I probably don't want other people there. There. See what looks best. Okay, so anyway, and then driving tour again. So driving, boom. See what else is out there. Might want to do that, see how that looks. Again, that might be a little too dark. Yeah, see, and I don't like that. I don't like the positioning. Maybe something like that. There, it's pretty innocuous. So you see, the idea is inviting and use the pictures to tell a story. Use as little words as you can to tell a story, to gather that attention. Because let's say that, like, pros and cons. Should I move to Santa Clara City? This is going to pop up. Well, somebody's going to see this. They're not even going to look at my face. They're going to be like, oh, there's a check mark, pros and cons, X mark. I wonder. And that looks like Levi Stadium, so maybe I should click on it. That's the whole point, is you want to make it clickable, right? This is just some random photo I used in the background. Could have used my listing that I wanted to, but I didn't. Things to do. That's actually a good background for that because it's local. Make your videos local, make your B-roll local, get as custom as you can with your very own B-roll. Very important, but also think about maybe some of your custom B-roll can translate into the background of your thumbnail. And you can cut this real quick. Santa Clara. Things to do, right? There's your things to do. That's West Valley shopping, and actually has a lot of space right there which you can use. So I can just add that and drop it here and use the replace background. See, and then maybe I can move this over a little bit, get rid of the junk. And then if I really wanted to, I can expand that so it makes it look bigger. So I can go like that, center it up. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. All right. So there you go. So now you get the mall there, things to do, fun things to do, home upgrades, the same thing. And that's really how you do thumbnails. You got to make it pop. You got to make it attention grabbing. So fewer the words, the better. If you can use icons, great. If you can use a flashy background, great. Noggin in there, you can do that as well. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Do me a favor real quick. Take 2 seconds and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit the like, the little thumbs up, and the little bell so you'll be notified of upcoming videos.